Hey church family, welcome to another episode of our new devotional series titled Eye the Horizon, where we're talking about keeping our perspective on God and our spiritual equilibrium, our spiritual balance, if you will. And last week we talked about focusing on the things ahead, what God is doing now and what God is doing next, not keeping our focus on the hood ornament, things that are too close, not always looking so close into things and not looking at the big picture. And also Pastor CJ talked about living life through the rear view mirror, about we should learn from our past, but we shouldn't look to our past. You can't drive forward looking through the rear view mirror. And today I'd like to talk to you about something a little bit different. I want to talk about our purpose and also our progress. We should always be making progress as Christians. Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58, he says, "Therefore, my brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you." That's so powerful. Let nothing move you. "Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain." To me, that tells me just to keep moving no matter what, which is progress. So I want to talk about progress. The horizon gives us hope and inspires courage for our progress. We should always keep our focus on the big picture. I kind of talked about that a little bit last week, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's not looking at the individual pieces. How a piece fits and is used is the most important thing. A lot of times we can kind of look, if we're doing a puzzle, something like that, or the puzzle of life, if you will, making that analogy, we can kind of look at the one piece and kind of go, where does it go, how does it fit, and all that kind of stuff. But keeping our perspective on our progress, on the big picture of what God is doing and how this individual situation in my life fits. Because as Christians, we should always know that God wastes nothing. Every situation, when we give it to Him, can be used and will be used for His glory. Even the things in our life that we don't understand in the moment can and will be used in the future when we give it over to God. So how a piece fits and is used is the most important thing. Don't keep your focus on the one piece, but the bigger picture. Focus on progress no matter how small. Just a quick thought about that. Christianity is about progress, not perfection. Perfection is the goal, but it's not the earthly destination. We should pursue perfection, which is progress. You know, sometimes we say in life, oh, I took one step forward and two steps back, or two steps forward and one step back. And we shouldn't focus on how small our progress is. We should always be focused on progress, so that when you do look back, you can see how far God has brought you. And the last idea, progress gives hope. Not the kind of hope where it's like, man, I hope it rains. Not that kind of, I'm not sure, but the kind of hope that the Bible says. You know, it calls Jesus our hope of glory. It's a positive. It's going to happen. Not like, I'm not sure, it might, it may. No, it's a fact. It's going to happen. Purpose gives hope. Progress gives hope too. When I look back at how far I've come, I desire to move forward more. And I desire to move forward more in the purpose that God has given me. When we find and understand the purpose that God has created us and the purpose for our life, and when we stop looking at the individual pieces, we look at the big picture, the big purpose, it pushes us forward, giving us hope, fact that God is going to work in us and through us. And I pray that this word blesses you today. I pray that you have a blessed week, that this challenges and encourages you, and we'll see you on Sunday.